Lars, first of all, welcome back.
Yeah, good to be back.
How you feeling, number one, and number two, how strange was it to sit out and watch your team?
I feel great. Yeah, it's extremely strange when you're sitting on the couch watching. You're supposed to be there. I was fortunate. I had very mild symptoms, just kind of a bad cold for a couple of days. But the last 3 days I felt great, so I was hoping I could get out of this, and I was able to. So, it's just good to be back.
What was the communication like? I mean, were you in constant contact? Were you allowed to be? I assume you were.
Oh yeah. No, we talked every day. Once the game starts, there's no contact. That's a qualified staff that was out there. They're good, so they did their thing. We talked after and the next day and about different things. But yeah, we're obviously in contact every day.
And next question is about lineup today. Got a couple of call-up guys. A couple guys been called up. How will that impact what you do tonight?
Yeah, so Elvis will be back in the net. Carson's going to come in. Chinnikov's out, upper body, just a day-to-day issue. We're going to have on the back end, Christensen will be in, and Z's back. Bayeruther is out, and Kukan is out. Carson
Meyer makes his NHL debut. You've had a couple of those this year.
Yeah.
He'll bring some energy, obviously.
I would assume so. Yeah, we talked to him. I'm sure he's pretty fired up. I look forward to seeing him play tonight. He's a guy that impressed me in camp. This is a long time ago, but with his energy, that's what I'm expecting tonight from him, and I'm sure he'll bring it.
Are those coaches' decisions on Bayeruther and Kukan?
Yep.
Not injuries or anything?
No.
I'm wondering, from your perspective, I think you had to watch a couple games, obviously, at home. You don't almost ever get that unless you're watching the video. Are there things that you can pick up on like a broadcast that maybe you can't when you're on the bench?
Yeah, I shared with the guys. I said I wasn't looking at matchups or anything. I know Paz has got that. So for me, I just watching individuals, our structure, different moments in the game, how we're reacting. So you're watching it completely different than you are if I'm coaching it or if I'm looking at it on video. It's unique. I get to watch it live on the broadcast, and then I would obviously go over it again. So yeah, it's a much different perspective, but you pick up things, you look at different guys and individuals and certainly mistakes that we made, and some good, some bad, right? So hopefully get back on track here tonight with a win.
What's the report that you've gotten on Carson, with Cleveland in general this year, and maybe since even that last time that he got called up to now?
Well, the number one thing is he's earned it. He's here because he's earned his opportunity to get up here. So I think he's a guy that understands what he's going to have to do to play in the NHL, his role, his style. I think we're very clear on that when I talked to him on the exit meetings, and it is an adjustment for him, I think. But he's got to be hard on pucks. He's got to be tenacious. He should be noticed with his energy. He does have some skill. I've seen it. I saw it in camp. But that's got to be secondary to the foundation of, I should notice him on the forechecks, his tracking, making sure his details are good within the structure first.
With Christensen, obviously you've seen him before, but he's had a great year down in the AHL. Do you want to see him maybe get some games here and just kind of give him a chance to see what he can do at this level? Yeah,
we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's put him in, and you still got to earn it, right? You don't just get to play because you're a kid. You have to earn your opportunity. So, and he's done that down there to get this opportunity here. And when he's been here, I think he's shown well. So, we're at that point of the year. We're going to take some look at some guys. But, again, the mandate hasn't changed on how we're going to play our foundation, what we're trying to grow here and foster for this year and next year and years to come. So, we'll see what he brings.
What was the hardest part for you as a guy who's always around, always involved, fingers always in the mix? What was the hardest part about being away for a few days?
The hardest part was, so we're obviously social distancing, and I got my mask and I'm watching the game, and my son was over here. He's watching the game, and I think it was the second goal against the Islanders in the first period there, and I threw the remote on just beside me very gently, and he looked over at my wife and said, "Oh, Dad's stressed." And I started giggling. I'm like, "No, I'm just focused on the game." It's so hard to watch when you're not in it, and you're trying to contain yourself a little bit around your family. But it was a unique opportunity, I'll say this, to watch a game, with your kids, and normally you're always coaching, right? It's one thing when you're watching two other teams and you're having a bowl of popcorn, you don't really care what's going on other than the entertainment factor. But when you're watching it and you're watching the structure and different things that are going on and the mistakes that are made, I could feel my frustration there because you can't address it, you know. So my son picked on it very quickly. So that was the strangest part of it. My son's critiquing me as a coach, and Dad's stressed right now, and he was probably right a little bit more. Just the emotion of the game is still there. So I'm just glad to be back.
Yeah. And what can you say about McCarthy? I guess he must not have passed to be back.
Yeah, he's not tested out yet. You know, there's this protocol you got to get through. I'm out a bit early at day 7 or whatever it is. So, yeah, it's day at a time for him too.
And any other further positives?
Yeah, Pascal is positive, so he is out now. Yeah, we'll deal with that.
Something about being in charge, I think, right?
That's it. Yeah, I don't know. Bowler must like the bench. He's getting everybody sick. So. Good. Yep.